Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Aaron, and this is Wellness with Wells. And I hope you can hear me pretty well, and I hope things are going well for you on this wonderful Saturday. It's second Saturday, and it's that time that at 1 o'clock that we come on and just make sure that there's some availability of wellness and recovery conversation for those who want to chill out. But I'm telling you, man, it's a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Sort of beautiful, kind of magnificent, sort of wonderful out there. Looks really good out there. Felt good. Hung out with Cedric and Amanda earlier doing 2021 diaries outside. I tried to set up outside. Didn't go too well for the home team. But we're going to try that again next time. But I gave myself a different ambiance and scenario, scenery sitting downstairs in our wonderful hub here on the plaza in Charlotte. So, hey, this is me, Aaron, and this is Wellness with Wells, our second Saturday offering at 1 p.m. And all I do is during this period of time is come on and share some lived experience and lessons learned. That's the gray beards, right? The gray hairs. Some lessons learned that can help us to build sustainable wellness and recovery. I've been at this for a while, and being able to step in and to me, I'm a God man. God's grace it just allowed me to be able to live a sustained wellness and recovery. Not always easy, not without challenges and not without barriers and not without struggles, but always worth fighting through and building the quality of life and wellness and recovery that I choose for me. So welcome. If you're coming on, thank you. I'll be checking chat in a few minutes. If you can, please share all of our conversations on your social media platform, all of our classes. Let's get wellness and recovery PRN style into the homes of people. If you can, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get and receive notices for our classes and our platforms, our platform of wellness and recovery, and you will be able to utilize it yourself. You get to share it, help others to be able to connect. Looking forward to it. Again, I was with Amanda and Cedric on 2021 diaries, and that was so delicious today, right? Had a lot of just authentic conversation with two people I really respect, admire, two co-workers, two team members, and I've had a chance in some way to both serve and mentor both of them. And it's just been a pleasure to know them. So thank you, Amanda and Ced, for the opportunity today to connect with our recovery community. So it's a beautiful Saturday, a little bit after 1 o'clock. Don't want to keep you forever, but do want to share some things. We get together once a month on Wellness with Wells, and it's always a good time of conversation, always a good time of feedback, right? And I just love sharing. I just love sharing wellness and recovery. I just like being available to give people something that they can use as a tool to continue building what it is that they want to build with their wellness and recovery. So with that said, I'd like to jump into today's conversation. I want to do that. Yep. Now, everybody who knows me knows I'm a tea man, and I'm usually drinking some tea. Tea got really hot today, and at 70 something degrees, it was woo. So I've got my refreshing water that I love. Stay hydrated, stay safe, continue to please do those things that kept you safe and well and healthy during a year of pandemic. Let's not take our foot off the pedal. Let's be cognizant of what's happening around us. Let's be vigilant and make sure that we stay well. So Today is about you. Hey, Darlene, my people. Glad you came on. Thanks for taking the time, Darlene. I think that you'll enjoy this today, my friend, my buddy. Woosah, you know what time it is. Ready? And yes. And I tell you, I never know if I'm doing that right, but it makes me feel better. It's all about you today on Wellness with Wells. It's all about you. Whoever it is that's in with me, who's checking this out, who's watching, it is all about you. We want to talk about the celebration of you. We want to talk about the celebration of you, the celebration of you, the celebration of me. We want to begin to celebrate ourselves as we build wellness and recovery, as we experience the healing from life's traumas, and the issues that we have built out of, right? The things in life, the situations in life, the circumstances of life, that we have built these wonderful lives of wellness and recovery, where we find our life healing. We want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate ourselves. We celebrate so many things. We celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Easter, right? These are those religious type of holidays, but we celebrate national holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day, the Fourth of July. We celebrate birthdays of loved ones and friends. We celebrate anniversaries. Let's begin to celebrate ourselves. Let's begin to celebrate ourselves. Let's begin to think kindly of ourselves. Let's begin to reward ourselves. There's a saying that when you want to acknowledge someone's existence on the planet and their worth, that we're giving them their flowers while they're still alive, right? You know, when people pass, the funeral home or the church or or the house is just has flowers all around as memorials, as people want to send flowers in memory of, right? Let's give ourselves our flowers today. We've come through a lot. We've been through a lot. We deal with a lot. And out of it all, we have come out and we've arisen. We've come out like the Sphinx out of the Phoenix, rather, out of the ashes. We've come up. Like the phoenix out of the ashes, we've come up. And so why don't we celebrate that? When we look at our life resume, I'm looking behind me, right? When we look at our life resume and everything that's behind us, we've come through some challenging, tough times to now have a rhythm of wellness and recovery. Let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate not just the good that you do or capable of doing. Let's celebrate the good person that you are. Celebration of you is what we want to talk about today. And I want to tell you this, if nobody else tells you, you deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to be celebrated. You on the planet. You help make this place livable. You help make it a place of life. You help make it a place of love. You help make it a place of healing. You help make bad days better. You do that. And so we want to celebrate you, and I want you to celebrate you. And I have learned how to celebrate me in a healthy way, a good way. And so we want to celebrate ourselves. I have a good friend, a good brother. Haven't seen him in a while. We just haven't. Life circumstances and situations has us moving in different directions. And I remember when he was new to recovery, and I was teaching a class up in Hickory. Exodus Homes, I'm gonna give you a shout out. And I was teaching a class up in Hickory, and I remember talking about something similar, the celebration, being able to celebrate our achievements in recovery. And he had the scowl on his face, and he raised his hand and said, "Yo, man, we can't celebrate ourselves." I said, "Why?" And so what he started talking about was those things in his addiction, right? This is just a story and it's an example. It's true, but it's just an example. So don't build a house on this. But what he was saying was that he couldn't celebrate because all of his connectivity to celebration had to do with something negative. drug use or some type of crime or some type of violence, bruh, that was because on that side, you didn't know how to celebrate. You didn't know how to celebrate you. So on this side, that's one of the things I believe we need to learn on this side of wellness, this side of recovery, this side of healing, on the side where we're using tools out of our toolbox, on the side where we're using the philosophies of healing, on the side where we're building on the foundation of the 8 dimensions of wellness. On this side, we get to celebrate the achievements of our wellness and recovery. We get to do that. Let's celebrate and let's talk about this today, okay, gang of mine? Let's talk about this because you deserve to be celebrated. I don't want to hear about nobody else right now. I don't want to hear about ex-lovers, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, uncles, gas station attendants. I'm talking about you, me. You deserve to be celebrated. So let's talk about that and spend some time in celebration. If you're coming on, let me know that you're on. If you're on, just chime in, check in, say yo or something, right? And please make sure you're sharing the conversations both on your social media platforms and go to our YouTube channel, Promise Resource Network's YouTube channel, and subscribe. So let's talk about it. What does it mean to celebrate? What does it mean to celebrate? Let's start there. To acknowledge a significant, come back to that, acknowledge a significant or happy day or event. Acknowledge something significant. Well, what do you find to be significant? Nothing much. That was me pretending I was you. Oh, nothing much. You know, it's significant if it makes you happy. It's significant if it lends itself to your health today, your wellness today, because all we have is today. It's significant. So why not acknowledge it? Why not acknowledge when you look in the mirror and say, I'm looking doggone good? Because I'm telling y'all something now. Get to the barber. I'm not, I'm bearded up these days. So I'm going to trim this up, get my little taper because I'm doing a new thing with my hair. And I'm going to look in the mirror and say, Aaron, you look doggone good, bro. I'm going to celebrate me because there was a time when I didn't. There was a time when how I look had everything to do with telling you how I was feeling. And you would know back then, Aaron ain't doing too good. We ain't doing that today, y'all. And I'm going to celebrate the significance of me looking good. I only look good because I feel good. I only feel good because I'm taking the time to take care of myself in such a way that I never did before, that I just did not do before. And so we want to acknowledge something significant. You know what is significant? You. And anything that's important to you is significant. Let's acknowledge it. Let's acknowledge a happy day in our lives, right? Because guess what we have today? Today. And for me, it's a day I'm going to be happy. And here's the deal. It doesn't mean that things aren't going on in my life because they really, really are. Family and friends and everybody, there's always something that because it's called living, right? It's called being alive. Life happens. Things happen. But I choose for today to be a happy day. And that's not just some recovery and wellness jargon. That's how I really feel. I choose to be happy today. And if something comes my way that's going to chisel away at that happiness, I'm going to go into the reservoir where my happiness comes from. And that's the inner joy that I've been able over the years to establish and to store up the joy inside of me. And so I want to acknowledge celebration means I want to acknowledge something significant, whether it's a day or an event. Many of us celebrate anniversaries and birthdays, right? We celebrate the day that we came out of surgery, or the day that we started recovery, or our birthdays, or whatever that celebratory day or event is. Find a reason to celebrate you. Find a reason to celebrate you. Hey, Roberta. Hey, Travis. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. We're talking about the celebration of you today. Me to me, you to you. We ain't talking about everybody else right now. We're talking about us, you, me. Let's celebrate this wellness. Let's celebrate this recovery. It was a tough day today, Aaron. I get it. Let's find something to celebrate. Let's celebrate what got us to today. Let's celebrate the last day we felt well. Let's have whatever it is. Let's find a reason to celebrate. So celebrate means to acknowledge a significant or happy day or event, but also celebrate can mean feeling or expressing happiness and pride. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Feeling or expressing, right? I want to feel celebratory. I want to feel happiness. And again, happiness and joy are not really interchangeable. Joy is the reservoir. Joy is the core. And so moments of happiness spring up. I'm springing up. You know, I'm always illustrating. I'm springing out. Here's my happiness, but my joy is my base. On the days I don't feel happy, that joy carries me through. When I have those feelings of happiness, I want to be able to express them. I want to be able to express it. Listen, I'm proud of where I am today. I was a couple of weeks ago, and I may have shared this with you, just walking around my house. And the fact that I'm a homeowner, knowing where I came from, knowing how I messed up money in my addiction, the fact that I can own a home today, my car, my children's. And you say, well, those are just material things. Yeah, but when you come from where I came from, having lost so many things, the fact that by God's grace I was able to get it back means a lot to me. So I don't worship material things at all, because I've learned if you lose them, you can get them back. Yes, you can. So I don't worship those material things, but I'm proud of myself for the work I put in, because I didn't just get them. I had to rebuild my credit. I had to start saving money. I had to change a whole way of life and thinking in order to begin to achieve some of the things that I wanted to achieve. And that is, one was to be a homeowner. The other was to graduate college. And I did that over the last few years, or several years, a couple of years ago, a few years ago, whatever. I got 2 degrees at the age of 55 and 57. I'm 62 now. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. And here's the deal. As I share often, my mother and father both transitioned in 2009. Both of them got to see me on this side. They had the opportunity to see the new and improved, the one that they raised, right? The one that they raised to be put in position to live a good life. And they were proud of me. I'm proud of me. All right. And I want you, I'm asking you to celebrate means feeling or expressing happiness and pride. Just be proud of yourself that you've been able to. And for me, it's with God's grace. I don't know how it is for you, but however it is that you've been able to build wellness and recovery, be proud of the fact that you didn't give up and you kept that train moving. Okay. So that's where we are today. I got my buddy, my sidekick, my partner in crime, Lisa K is on. Hey, Lisa, thanks for hanging out. Roberta says, I'm doing that now. I didn't know that about you. Okay, all right. Thank you for telling me this. You've given me strength. Hey, that's what it's about, Roberta. Didn't they teach us this, right? I'm not a guy whose travel is through the rooms, but I do grab what is a nutrient. And they said the only way you can keep something is to what? Give it away. And so I'm here to share my experience, my lived experience and lessons learned to be able to help someone else. And you do the same. Your lessons learned. Throw them back this way. Let's get it out here in the chat so we can help each other to celebrate ourselves. So, celebration, right? Acknowledge a significant or happy day or event. To celebrate means feeling or expressing happiness and pride. Now, my buddy Sharon G, everybody knows Sharon Galuski. Everybody knows Sharon G. If you know it, right, darling, Sharon G is always talking about being festive. Being festive. When we celebrate, it is festive. Didn't we just do Cinco de Mayo a couple of days ago? It's about being festive. Hey, yes, being festive, being congratulatory. Congratulating people. I love being able to do that, man. Congratulations. I passed my test. Congratulations. I got 1 day clean. Congratulations. Man, my doctor gave me a great bill of health. Congratulations. Man, you know what? I got a bonus, man. I'm able to get tires on my car. Congratulations. Let's get festive about life. Let's celebrate ourselves and each other. Start with yourself. Start with yourself, because it's hard to give it if you don't have it. And the way you have it is if you do it for you. Let's celebrate Let's be congratulatory. Congratulate yourself for something good, that pound or two lost, that dollar saved, or that knocking that goal out, achieving that thing that you've been putting off. Congratulations. And it's okay to congratulate yourself. Festive means to be triumphant. Oh man, whoo-hoo. You walk in there because I won. I'm a winner. I've won. I'm a winner. Say it with me. I'm a winner. Yes, you are. And so I walk around triumphant. I give my own self a crown and I put my own belt on, right? I don't have to parade it before other people because I'm not egotistical. I don't have to parade it before other people because I'm not throwing myself in their face, but in my own quiet space, I get to congratulate me. I get to feel triumphant. I remember when my back was against the wall. I remember when I didn't have enough. I remember those tough days. I remember when I didn't know where things were how they're going to happen for me. I remember being depressed and in despair. And today I'm not. I'm talking about today. And so I'm triumphant and I'm festive about it. I feel great. Now, watch this. I'm not just talking about feeling great in the way of saying I feel well. I'm saying I feel like a great person. I just can't look in the history books and say they're great. And I can't attribute that to myself because I know what I've been through. And some of you who are hanging out with me today, I know your story. You are great. You are a great person. You've done great things. Just us being able to build ourselves up with the supports, with the help. And for me, I'm a God man, so I will always attribute where I am to God's my relationship with God and having God in my life. But he's given me the ability to do some work. Aaron's done some work. And I feel like a great person. I hear people say that often. And so, Aaron, you're really a great person. And I receive that with all the humility. But I want to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to be on the playing field with everybody else. I know what I've been through. And so I want to approach life festive. I want to congratulate. I want to be triumphant and feel triumphant. I want to feel great. And today I do. Now, some days, these are the days I need you to remind me, right? Those are the days I need you to give me a class. Those are the days I need you to share a conversation with me. But today, the way I'm feeling, I'm giving that to you. Let's keep flowing. Thank you, Darlene. I'm proud of you too, because I know your story, Darlene, and you are a superhero. All you need are capes and a cape and some tights, and see you flying over buildings because you are a superhero, Darlene. Commemorate. We want to remember. Right? We want to remember. We want to commemorate. There are some things that are very special events, special times in our lives. We want to remember those. And we want to remember those with joy. We want to remember those with a festive, right? A festive attitude. When we commemorate things, we commemorate them. There's something grand in our lives. Remember, country western music, right? I don't know if this still exists because that's not my genre, but I remember the Grand Ole Opry. I think they have a new Grand Ole Opry. OPRY. I think they have a new Grand Opry. The word grand was attached because it was something large. It was something big. It was something significant. It was the Grand Ole Opry, not just an old opera. It was the Grand Ole Opry. When you have in our culture, when we have these elder women, we call them the grand dame, right? That's that older sister, that distinguished sister, that sister of elegance with the wisdom. We call them the grand dame. Grand is a largeness. There's a largeness of what happened, right? It was something big and significant, something special. We want to commemorate that. Something heroic. And this is why we get to celebrate ourselves, because it is heroic what you have done to build your wellness and your recovery. It is heroic what you have done to fight through so many odds and obstacles to be here today to celebrate you, right? And ceremonial. There's that process, whether it's, I hate to do this to y'all, whether it's birthday cake and ice cream, whatever it is, right? I've talked about that before in my family growing up. No matter where we was at, no matter what was going on, for my mom and my sisters and my cousins, birthdays meant birthday cake and ice cream. But it was ceremony. That was a ceremony we had. We didn't just We got that together. We sat around, we laughed. There was always the music. We was telling some stories, a couple of lies was being told, the fish got bigger over the years and all that stuff. But we created these ceremonies for ourselves to commemorate, ceremonial, right? It's okay to have that once a year on that anniversary to go out, treat yourself to dinner, or where we've been the last year, fix yourself something good to eat at the crib and just sit back and celebrate, right? So that's where we are today. And I want to talk about us celebrating us. I hope you're with me. Thanks everybody for chiming in. Thank you so much, Roberta. I give it a shot. I try to show up every day. She said that I model recovery. I do my best. There are days when I need you to model for me, right? Because some days I get weak in the knees. Some days my esteem takes a hit. Some days I forget to celebrate me. And so I need to see it in other people. All right, let's flow a little bit, family. Let's talk about this. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate, man. I'm gonna listen to some Earth, Wind, and Fire when I get out of here today, and I'm gonna pop on celebrate. We're gonna celebrate our lives. We're gonna celebrate ourselves, our accomplishments, the victory we have over the defeat that tried to take us and overwhelm our lives, and we came out of that. Now watch, we still go through things, right? But we show up for ourselves. And what we want to do is celebrate today. We want to celebrate today. So here's some of the things we want to celebrate. We want to begin here. We want to celebrate life. We want to celebrate life. We often say this, and it's not frivolous. It's not taken lightly. It's a lot of people that went to sleep last night didn't make it today. There are a lot of people who were consumed in their addiction. Got news the other day of a person that we love dearly, and just some bad choices and decisions. Whatever happened, right now, life is really tough for that brother. Life is to be celebrated, y'all, because watch. We often take it for granted. We often take what happens in our lives, the things that are important in our lives, the things that are important to our lives, we take for granted. And so it's so important for us, and especially us who are in wellness, in recovery, building wellness and starting to heal from some things. And we got to take a step back and smell the coffee. If you don't have any roses, smell the coffee. You don't have any coffee, smell the roses, right? We got to step back and celebrate life. I've stopped celebrating Mother's Day personally when my mom passed in 2009. There are some wonderful mothers in my life. I personally don't celebrate Mother's Day anymore, but I celebrate you. Happy Mother's Day. I celebrate your life. I celebrate you who are the moms out there, because I know how important you are to this whole thing. You're the nurturers. Sometimes you're the disciplinarians. In many cases, you're the breadwinners. You're the example setters. And so we celebrate your life today. All right. I want to take a moment, time out, and do that. We celebrate your life. But we who are in wellness and recovery, we get to celebrate our lives and not take them for granted. Because there were plenty of times, right, when we look back upon this journey, we didn't have to be here today. And watch this, watch. That's just the gratitude that we start with. But then the opportunity to give back. So we celebrate life because it's an opportunity to help others change. Because there's another Aaron out there. There's another Travis out there. There's another Roberta and Darlene and Lisa. There's another one of us out there. And we get to celebrate. Watch this. If we could be helped through this, if we could build something good, they can too. So we celebrate life because it gives us another opportunity to go out there and to help somebody build. Yeah. Find themselves. We want to celebrate health, wellness, and recovery. So that's really the subtitle of celebrating our lives, because now we get to celebrate because we remember when we wasn't in the best of health. That's physical, that's mental, that's emotional, right? We remember when we did not, wellness was not what we was building. We had so many other things going on in our lives when it was in a different direction because of the circumstances and the situations of our lives. We remember when recovery was not at the forefront of our thinking or actions or activities, but now it is. Now we choose to live in health. Now we choose to walk a life and live a life of wellness. Now we choose to live and walk on the road of recovery. We celebrate that today. I celebrate my health. I celebrate my wellness. I celebrate my efforts and lifestyle of recovery. And I celebrate yours today. Yeah, very important. Very important. We take the time to celebrate these things that we often and can take for granted. And here's another thing, right? We at times get into a stagnant groove. It's not a forward moving groove, it's a stagnant groove. I'm going to a meeting tonight. I got to eat certain stuff. I better not eat that. I can't do this. I can't go there. And so we remove the excitement and it becomes mundane. Our meetings, our classes. We get to the point that we say things that I detest, right? Yeah, I better go and show my face. If life gets to the point that all you're doing is showing up to show your face, then baby, we got to find something else to do. That's nothing to celebrate. There's no energy in that. We want to celebrate our health. The days that we're feeling good, that made me laugh. The days that we're feeling good, we want to celebrate that, right? The days that, listen, I have a gout diagnosis. And so a couple of times a year, I get a little lax on what I eat. I'm overdo a couple of things, right? And that, man, that's when you see me with my boot. You'll know what it is, right? That or the bone spurs. When that's not happening, I want to celebrate that because when I'm going through that, it hurts. And so when I'm not, I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate my health. We got through COVID-19, which has removed so many precious lives from our presence, but we're still here. We want to celebrate. We want to celebrate the wellness because going through what we've gone through over the last year, that has affected us in so many different ways. Our mental wellness, our physical wellness, all those things attach, our emotional wellness, our occupational wellness, our environmental wellness, our social wellness, our physical wellness, our spiritual wellness. All of these things were affected over this last year. And here we are standing, well, sitting, but here we are, right? We want to celebrate that. Our recovery, our ability to bounce back. Watch this, for the purpose of moving forward. It ain't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing back and moving forward. Because we don't always want to bounce back to the same thing, right? It was the reason why we struggled there. It's time for us to move forward. So our health, our wellness, and our recovery, we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate life in and of itself, just being here, just waking up. And we want to be able to celebrate our health, our wellness, and our recovery. Here's something else we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate our relationships, family, community, culture. Family, community, culture. Say it with me now. Family, community, culture. Say it with me now. Family, community, culture. Yeah. Lisa K says she celebrates her ability to set boundaries, ability to say no. That's an achievement, right, Lisa K? We want to celebrate that. That's part of the wellness. That's part of the recovery. That's part of the health, right? So the indication is not always that I'm not wearing a boot. Sometimes the indication is I'm watching what I say out my mouth. Sometimes the indication is I'm watching how I spend my money. Sometimes the indication is I'm watching where I hang my hat and where I'm going, right? So let's do that. There you go, darling. Family, community, culture, our relationships. Let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. All my relationships aren't good, Aaron. But let's celebrate the fact that you know. Some of us don't come to that awareness. Some of us don't ever recognize that is a truth for us and that other things have to happen, changes have to happen. So let's be thankful that we acknowledge that. Yeah. Family, community, culture, our relationships. Let's celebrate. Listen, I love being who I am, from the family that I came from. Always get along? No. Always agree? No. Do I like everybody? Yeah, I kind of I guess. Family, community. I love the community I came from. Not always the healthiest thinking, not always the healthiest actions, not always the healthiest role models, not always the healthiest investments. But I have a love and I celebrate because I cannot be me without being them. I'm going to say it again. I cannot be me without being a part of my community, because I'm only me to bring the best of me to make the best of us. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time. So I want to celebrate the relationships. Are they always what I think they should be? No, no. And I'm not talking about how people behave. I'm talking about what they mean to me. Two different things. I'm not talking about how people, I'm not talking about how people behave. I'm talking about what they mean to me and what I mean to them. And I want to celebrate the healthy. Let's go back, because we talked about health, wellness, and recovery. I want to celebrate my healthy relationships. I want to celebrate the wellness of my relationships. I want to celebrate the relationships that have been worth recovering and have been so instrumental in my health, my wellness, and my recovery. I want to celebrate those relationships today. And so again, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Here's a biggie for us, gang of mine. I want to celebrate my hopes, my dreams, and my aspirations. Oh, yes, I do. You know why? Because there was a time when there was enough crack smoke in my life that I had lost my hopes, my dreams, and my aspirations. There was a time that there was enough wrong decisions and choices in my life that it took me further and further away from my hopes, my dreams, and my aspirations. There were a time when the failures of my life just piled up. Bad decisions, bad choices, going left instead of right, bad relationships. I mean, when I say bad, I mean bad. There were times in my life where my hopes, my dreams, and aspirations felt lost, never to be recouped, never to be regained, never to be reclaimed again. However, doing something different got me different results. Doing something different got me different results. And again, for me, by God's grace, I was able to reclaim some hopes, some dreams, and aspirations. And when I say some, I mean that from reclaiming, but then I got to reimagine. That's us at PRN. I got to reimagine. And so I had new hopes, new dreams, new aspirations, and boom, here I am. And the best is yet to come. I'm still dreaming at 62, still have things I want to do. There's still things I want to aspire to do, right? Listen, we get to celebrate, because there was a time when we thought our hopes and our dreams were gone, that they were lost forever. And so because they're not, we get to celebrate them. And I'm a firm believer of, as you know, that the best is truly yet to come. All right, we got a couple more. Let me see. I got to get to this. Forgive me. Trying to figure this out. Here's one. Let's celebrate today. Yeah, I like that. Let's celebrate today. Let's celebrate right now. Woo! I would sing a song to y'all, but then you expect me to sing all the time to you. You be calling me, Aaron, sing to me. You sound so good. Sing to me. Let's celebrate today. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day. If that's not your groove and I'm all right with it, it's the day that you got. Pinch yourself. You're here. Stub your toe. You'll know you're here. You are here. And so let's celebrate it. Let's do something good for ourselves. Let's just be happy. Let's walk in the joy that is instilled, that is embedded, that is inside of us. Let's appreciate everything that we've been through, because it got us right here. Let's appreciate, right? Let's be thankful. Let's have gratitude. Let's celebrate now. Yes, because you know what now is? Now is attached to our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations. Now is a major part of our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations. And so we celebrate today, right? We celebrate today because it's connected to everything that got us here. Everything. Remember when that day was the toughest day you'd ever been through, right? Guess what? Here you are. Remember when that situation was a situation that you thought was going to consume you, that was it. That was the end. We're done here. I like that. Here you are. Remember? So why not celebrate? And We can always find a reason not to. We can always find it's easy, it's accessible, it's available reasons not to celebrate, reasons not to cheer me on, reasons not to feel good about myself. But guess what? That's a lying. No, 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 no. Celebrate you. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Celebrate you today. Celebrate the good that you are. Celebrate the good you desire. Celebrate the obstacles, the fact that you've overcome obstacles. Celebrate the fact that you've gone through and gotten through all the barriers that was set up in your life before today. Celebrate. Celebrate all the possibilities. Yeah. Celebrate all the possibilities of the good that can happen in your life. Let's celebrate today. Let's find reasons to celebrate. Let's celebrate water. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's celebrate the things that we take for granted because other people may not have those. At one time, you may not have had them. At one time, you may not have had a roof over your head. At one time, you may not have had enough to eat. At one time, you may not have had clothes to wear. At one time, you may have struggled with your mental wellness. At one time, you may have been in the depths of addiction. At one time, your relationships just seemed like they would never be healthy. At one time, you may have been in something so negligent or abusive. You may have been attached from all of the love that you needed. And here you are today, shining, stellar, a supernova of recovery and wellness. And so let's celebrate today and let's find reasons to celebrate. And here's something I want to put out there that's not on my chart, not on my board. Let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate each other. Karen, you ain't never too late for the party, bro, sister. You are never too late for the party. Welcome. We're just talking about celebrating, and I'm going to do a quick recap. We're talking about celebrating and what we looked at as celebration, and we talked about celebrating life. We talked about celebrating life today. This one right here, the one that we have right now, we want to celebrate. We want to be congratulatory to ourselves and to others. We want to walk in triumph, right? Not ego, but the triumph because we won and we're still winning. It was meant, that stuff was meant to destroy us and it didn't. And so we are here through it all. Through it all, we are here, right? And we're great people. People of recovery are great people. We have the resume that says that. And when people look up greatness and they see all of these names, I got a book. I know I always got something. Use what you got, right? I have a book. And so I'm reading a book of all these great people of history. Your name's in there. It sure is. Under wellness, recovery, and healing, they have your picture as the definition. You are great. Let's celebrate that. Let's walk in it. We talked about the fact that we want to celebrate our health, our wellness, and our recovery. We want to celebrate that today. We want to celebrate how we feel. Mm-hmm. Aaron, I have felt better. Well, let's celebrate the fact that you felt worse, and that today we're building something, and we're building health and good health, and we're building wellness, and we're building recovery. We're building these things daily. Let's celebrate that we can. Let's celebrate the fact that we have the tools to do that. We have the Sharon G's of the world who give us all of these resources when she's teaching her rap and her rapping with Sharon and the power of thought and all of these classes. Let's celebrate the fact that we have a Jane that that's always sharing mindfulness with us and how to build ourselves spiritually. Let's celebrate Lisa with Just for Today, always giving us the nuggets to get through just for today. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the good in our lives, the health, the wellness, and the recovery of our lives. Let's celebrate the relationships, family, community, and culture. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate our community because watch, we're only as strong as our weakest link, and we bring something to the table. And when I don't celebrate community, I don't celebrate me. And when I don't celebrate me, I don't celebrate community. And of course, they go together. And we want to celebrate our cultures, wherever we come from, whatever our ethnicity is, whatever our culture, our heritage, our background. Let's celebrate that because it has so much to do with us being who we are and where we are. And here we are. Are you with me? Let's celebrate our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations. I can't get away from that one, right? I'm really doing a recap for Karen, right? She wasn't late to the party, but I wanted to catch her up so she can party with us. These are the hopes and the dreams and aspirations that we have. Remember the time when we were someplace in our life that just wasn't good, it wasn't healthy, and we stopped dreaming? Remember that? Remember when our aspiration was the next high? Remember when our aspiration was just to get a night's sleep? Remember when our aspiration was that we would wake up in the morning? We have built wellness, recovery. We have built this. I saw your name in my book. We've built this, y'all. So we want to celebrate that now. We got them back. We have hope now. We've got dreams again. And we have the aspirations to achieve and do great things with our lives. Yup. And so lastly, again, let's celebrate today. Because that's all we have right now. Let's celebrate it. Let's reward ourselves by being congratulatory. Let's reward ourselves by knowing our greatness. Let's reward ourselves and believe in ourselves and think highly of ourselves. So, gang of mine, that's pretty much where we at today. I'm just happy that you joined me. I am thankful that you joined today. We might shut it down a couple of minutes early. I've got some people to go see and love on and congratulate them and tell them how great they are and help them build wellness and recovery. That's what I do with life. Today was about you. It was about celebrating you. It was about celebrating who we are today. Yep. You know why? I want to give you this. Because you deserve to be celebrated. Now, one of my favorite performers of all time, actually people of all time, because his life went past so much further than just his career on stage, was James Brown. So James Brown, yeah, that's right, JB. That was my dude, man. If you knew the story, if you ever watched the movie Get Up, you'll see this. You'll see the James Brown story. And he was a businessman. He was an activist. His life, he was born into a very hard life in Georgia, and he rose to the ranks of being one of the greatest entertainers of all time, where great people like Michael Jackson, great entertainers, make sure I qualify that, great entertainers like Michael Jackson, Prince, so many things. They emulated James Brown, owned his own business, owned rights to his own music. He was that guy, right? So James Brown used to say, I step back and I kiss myself. I used to think that was some of the greatest lyrics I ever heard. So short. I step back and I kiss myself. Today, I would like you to step back and kiss yourself. Kiss yourself because you are worth celebrating. Kiss yourself because you've put the work in your wellness and your recovery through the toughest times in life to be where you are today. We still got some places to go, right? It's not done. It's not finished. We still have some things to accomplish. We still have some new goals. We still have some new objectives. We have new relationships to forge. We have careers that we're still shaping. But we're celebrating today. We're celebrating today and everything that comprises our today. So like James Brown, I want you to step back, kiss yourself, because you are worth celebrating. All right, listen, gang of mine. I am about to skedaddle out of here. Before I do, I want to hit us with this. Our warm line, free, confidential, 24/7, 833-390-7728. 833-390-7728. What I would like you to do is make sure you have that number available for anybody who says, I'm going through. Hey, call our warm line. I'm struggling today. Call our warm line. I hit the lottery. Call the warm line so everybody can congratulate you. Listen, if you need to, call that warm line. It is free. It is confidential. Nobody's going to blab your business, but we are here, peer support specialists on the other side of your phone, right? When you call, they're going to pick up and they're going to listen. They're going to provide active listening. They're going to support you with active listening. They're going to support you with encouragement. They're not going to give you advice. They're not going to give you advice. They're not going to counsel. What we are going to do is show up for you and be there to listen with warm ears and to use our lived experience to help connect to you and help you have a better day, right? A good day. So please give our warm line a call. Call our front desk. Call our front desk. Kim Poda is not there today. You'll hear her voice on the voicemail Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. But if you need to call during the weekend, if you want peer support, you want to connect to a staff member, you want to get a message across to someone, call the front desk, right? Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Monday through Friday after 4:30, or Monday through Thursday after 4:30, Kim will check the messages the following day. If you call over the weekend, she'll make sure that the messages get delivered where they need to be on Monday. Oh, look, we love you. I love you. I'm so glad that you came on today. To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. Celebrate you. If nobody else does, celebrate you. I love you. I'm so glad that you came to hang out with me. Second Saturday. I will see you a month from today. I will share lived experience and lessons learned, right? That I think that can help us to build and sustain our wellness and recovery. I really love you. Thank you for taking the time to hang out today. What did James Brown say? Step back. Oh, and kiss myself. I'll see you later. I celebrate you. Celebrate me.